So President Biden's about to wrap up his first year in the White House now. Critics are slamming his handling of a whole series of crises. Take a listen to Rep. Jim Jordan out of Ohio.
This administration, as we've talked before, Larry, has done everything wrong. You pick the policy area, they've done it wrong. We went from, in literally 11 months, safe streets to record crime. We went from a secure border to complete chaos. We went from stable prices to now record inflation. We went from strength and projecting strength around the world to the debacle that was the exit in Afghanistan. So you name the policy, they've screwed it up.
White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain is taking to Twitter to defend the president now. He tweeted out this article. It's titled, "Let's be honest, 2021 wasn't all bad." So now Twitter is on fire, going after the chief of staff. One person replies, it's been an unmitigated disaster. Another says, on what planet? And somebody else still says, OMG, the gaslighting. So let's bring back in Jasonrantz, Seattle radio talk show host. Jason, I interrupted you to cut to the president. I'm sure a lot of viewers are going to be very mad at me, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Thank you for being so gracious about it. What do you make about this tweet from Ron Klain? I mean, it is kind of true that 2021 wasn't all bad, just like, you know, the play where President Lincoln was shot was also not entirely all bad.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Welcome to the United States of gaslighting, which is what this administration has been doing since the moment it took office. I mean, time after time after time, we see a crisis very clearly, and we're told it's not actually happening. There's no issue at the border. What are you talking about? The crime surge isn't really happening. You just don't know how to read the stats. We're told inflation wasn't happening until it was happening, but it's only transitory. It's not that big of a deal. We are told this over and over and over again some more. And I expect going into this midterm election, we're going to hear the same thing just amplified even louder by a lot of the media outlets that are basically doing the bidding of the Biden administration. I don't know how anyone can objectively look at this last year and say that it was a successful first year for the Biden administration. That has nothing to do with politics. That has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a Republican. You have to look just objectively, and a reasonable person is going to say that things are not headed in the right direction, which is why we're having the conversation about what seems to be an inevitable red wave.
It also seems to be, I mean, if we're talking political optics here, which I hate talking about, but it's like a necessary evil of the news. If we're talking political optics, there's this like terrible reality, which is that hundreds of thousands of Americans have died. So even if you really think it was a great year for the Biden administration, you probably shouldn't be saying it.
100%. Let's judge this year by the Biden rule. Let's use his own standards that he applied to President Trump. And he was talking about how COVID is out of control. We have so many people dying. Anyone who's a president, when you see this level of fatalities or mortalities, doesn't deserve to be in office. We were told at the time that the testing wasn't actually being properly handled. And now we're in that exact same position. So Biden's failing by his own standards.
Well, Jason, thanks so much for your patience today. Hope you had a great Christmas and have a Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before then.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. All right, so snow and cold is causing some major problems for post-Christmas travel across the western and northern United States. There are avalanche warnings in 6 states across the West. Meanwhile, dangerously cold temperatures are expected in states from Montana to Michigan, wind chills in some